What's up, guys? Johnny Dell back again with another episode of 49ers Playbook. This week we're going to be talking about what Kyle Shanahan might do to try and slow down Myles Garrett. We all know that Garrett is an absolute beast. He's got 6 sacks already this season, and a lot of us have been concerned about how our matchup is going to be if he lines up across from our rookie left tackle Justin Skule. Here he is beating the Titans left tackle for a sack. So we're going to just look at schematically what Shanahan might do to try and slow Myles Garrett down. So jumping into our first play here, it's no secret that Kyle Shanahan loves to run play action and he loves the outside zone. There's several things that can do. One, we see it with our slide concept where we'll slide one direction and bring receivers back the other direction, but we can also use it for more vertical passing plays. And this is one way we do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to show a run, an outside zone to the left. And so what Skule is going to do here is he's going to step down and make it look like he's trying to scoop block this defensive lineman. And what he's going to do is he's going to leave what we call the M-loss or the end man on the line of scrimmage. Most of the time that was Bud Dupree over here. Sometimes it was a DB, but depending on how they were blitzing. And what he's going to do is, because then this player will have to respect the run, will have to come down the line, he's going to bring Kyle Juszczyk over to kick out on a pass protection block. And so this way you get the edge rusher or the edge defender on that side not expecting and not playing for an outside rush. By playing more shallow, it allows Juszczyk to come down, kick him down, and is going to give Jimmy Garoppolo a nice little pocket here. So if we jump to the play, here's what we see. We see that Skule is coming down to try and sell a scoop block. On this play, they ended up doing a zone blitz where the DB came and Bud Dupree dropped back. And you see Juszczyk coming across the formation. The DB has to respect the run, so he takes a flat attack. That allows Juszczyk to basically just go after his legs and take him out. And that allows Jimmy Garoppolo to set up with a nice pocket, and he's able to find George Kittle for a good gain. So this is one way that if you imagine Myles Garrett being over here, being that the Steelers ran a 3-4, so their edges were a little bit wider, but what I saw from the Browns, they line Myles Garrett up pretty wide. By doing this, it will force him to take a shallow attack to defend the run, and that'll allow somebody else to come back and take out his legs or go do something else, and then leave a good pocket for Jimmy Garoppolo. So this is one way we can use play action to do it, and we'll keep moving on and look at some other ways. So that last play showed an outside zone away from the edge defender we're trying to help against. This one's going to show an outside zone towards the edge defender we're going to help against. And so this is the Bengals game, and this is Carlos Dunlap over here, and he's matched up against Joe Staley. What we're going to do is we're going to end up running an outside zone fake with Matt Breida this way, and what that's going to do is it's going to cause Carlos Dunlap to take a step up and out. So he's going to step up and then he's going to go this direction, and what that's going to do is because he has to respect the outside contain as a 4-3 defensive end in a wide 9, and this is very much what we can expect from Myles Garrett, is he's got to maintain contain on his side. So what this will do is it allow Joe Staley to have a predictable rush from Carlos Dunlap and be able to go meet him and keep him away and then funnel him back inside. Well, you'll see what I mean by that when I jump to the video here. So we jump to the play. Here we're going to see Joe Staley takes a step out to sell this outside zone. Carlos Dunlap sees it, and you're going to see him then attack and loop around. Again, trying to maintain contain, and then at this point he doesn't see, they do a good job of selling the fake here, he doesn't see that Breida doesn't have the ball, and so then he's going to try and loop in a run stop, and that's going to allow Joe Staley, again, a good angle on him to drive him into his help. And so there we're able to contain and help on a very good edge rusher here. Now it helps that you have Joe Staley, he's a really good player, but this is one way that Shanahan is helping him against a very good edge rusher, is that he's going to force him to take a wider step out, which allows Joe Staley, instead of having to do the normal kickback step, that you normally see them drop back, he's able to attack the defensive lineman, get into him, and not allow him to be able to see easily what's happening on the play. So again, this is another way that we've used the outside zone both away and towards, and then by the offensive lineman's responsibilities, help on these edge guys. So this next play, a lot of what I've seen going around is that a lot of people are expecting Kyle Shanahan to help Justin School by putting a tight end or a running back over here to chip or just help on that side. He doesn't always do that. So here what they're going to do is they're purposely going to line Kittle up to the opposite side to create the weak side towards School. And we're going to have Bud Dupree here is going to be on that side. And he's going to be in an alignment that is very similar to how Myles Garrett will be lined up in a wide 9. And we're just going to run an off-tackle run. And so this is similar to our outside zone, except we're just going to basically try and kick out here. If the defender comes inside, then we'll seal. This is a read run by Breida. He's got to come and read the block of the tackle. Again, if he kicks out, he comes up inside the tackle. If he seals, then he goes outside. And this is based upon how the M-loss or M-man on the line of scrimmage plays this run. And so he's going to attack him. Dupree here, because again he's on this outside contain with no safety on this side. Again, that's why we're putting Kittle on the opposite side, is it creates an easier prediction of the matchup. On this side, this linebacker is more responsible for this gap right in here, and the safety has the outside contain. On the other side, Dupree has outside contain, and that's his job. There's nobody that's going to be outside of him that is there for that. So again, this is going to create a more predictable attack point for the M-loss on this side. And so let's watch this play, and we'll see how this one works. So we'll jump to the film. And so again, here you see Dupree, he attacks upfield, and he's looking to contain on the edge as he goes. So that gives Breida the read, and we get a nice little 4-yard gain here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show this play and another play in succession to point out how this sets up a protection for the pass game. Again, note that Dupree sets up to maintain outside contain on this play because he's on the weak side with no safety outside of him. So this is just a few plays later, and notice again we have Kittle away from School, so that again puts School on the weak side, and so that's going to create that Bud Dupree over here has to maintain outside contain. And this time what we're going to do is we're going to fake an off-tackle run. So we're going to give a run fake this direction towards that side. That will cause Dupree to have to step out, trying to maintain contain. School will be able to attack him at a farther distance away from the quarterback, and that will set up Jimmy Garoppolo with a lot of time in the pocket. Again, these plays run in succession to each other to set up play action, and not just against the linebackers. So much we talk about play action, setting it up to keep the defense and the linebackers so that they'll suck up and open up intermediate areas. This is one way you can do it to protect a rookie left tackle against an edge rusher. And so as we jump to the film on this one, we'll see as the play starts, you see Dupree has to take an outside angle to go and maintain his outside contain. And as that happens, you see now School's he's able to not have to engage him even farther away from the quarterback than where he would. And Jimmy Garoppolo's launch point, if you look, is just a little bit more to the right of the middle of the field, and where they started at was on the right hash. So his launch point hasn't moved very far. It's only moved a couple yards. So we're able to then set up a left tackle to be blocking way outside of where he started, and sets him up for a beautiful pocket. This is a play that this is Joe Hayden made a really good play on, and we even still almost had a completion on this play. But you see here how the play action game, the run game complementing the play action game, helps set up so many things and can actually help protect your quarterback, not just open up passing lanes. So often it's focused on opening up passing lanes, but here's an instance again, through multiple plays that we've seen where he's helped out his tackles against edge rushers. And so this is one way I expect us to scheme against Myles Garrett. I fully expect us to try and run at him a number of times in the game. Just again, not even looking for success, but really just looking to keep him off balance and force him to play contain first and rush the passer second. If you can just slow him down a little bit with our offense, that's usually all we need. He's a guy that if you just let him line up and use his talents and abilities to go get the ball or go get the quarterback, excuse me, then you're going to have a long day. This is how I fully expect us to do this, and so look for this on Monday night. Look for these types of runs, setting up play action. When you see these types of runs, tell your buddies, tell people around you, say, hey, look out for them to run a play action off this side towards Garrett or something. This is one way you can kind of look for different things during the game. Hey, well, thanks for tuning in. Thank you for the support on the channel. If you'd like to subscribe, you can just click the button below. I also have a link for my Patreon and also my Twitter account if you want to follow me there. I post little short clips sometimes on Twitter, just short little breakdowns of individual plays. So if you'd just like to follow that, you can. And thanks for tuning in. Go Niners!